January 5th, Cantor Fitzgerald's Brett Knobloch boots up his research and issues a coverage initiation on Bitmine immersion with an overweight rating and a $39 price target. That's the kind of headline that gets portfolio managers to click faster than a live options chain. Knobloch's note didn't gossip. It laid out why a small capish company in the crypto mining/treasury space suddenly looks like an institutional-grade play. Massive ETH treasury scale, a track record of raising capital at scale, meaning Bmnr stock is liquid, and a self-reinforcing ETH accumulation flywheel. Basically, more ETH holdings attract more attention, which makes it easier to raise more capital, which funds buying more ETH. That loop. It's the juice every treasury-heavy play dreams of. Picture it like a snowball rolling down a crypto mountain. A little traction becomes a boulder, and suddenly you've got momentum that pulls capital and narrative along. Knobloch says the current entry point is attractive, risk-reward tilting to the buyer, and that's why we saw hedge funds and institutions start filing into the trading lanes. What Cantor Fitzgerald actually argued: the flywheel, liquidity, and scale. Okay, let's unpack the analyst speak into simple language. Knobloch's central points: easy-to-digest version. Digital asset treasury scale equals competitive edge. Bitmine immersion claims to be the world's largest ETH treasury, with holdings measured in the millions of tokens. A strategic asset almost like a strategic oil reserve for nations. When you have more inventory of a scarce, appreciating asset, you can deploy it in ways smaller players can't. Pair it with capital raises, support staking and infrastructure, and provide a narrative that draws more institutional investors. Top capital raiser equals liquidity. Bmnr's status as a big capital raiser means its stock tends to trade well. Not like a microcap that gets stuck with spreads that look like the Grand Canyon. That liquidity is essential for institutional investors who can't buy or sell in $10,000 lumps. They move in millions, and they demand markets that can't be gamed by a single whale. ETH accumulation flywheel. This is the strategic magic. More capital to more ETH bought for the treasury to higher assets under management and narrative appeal to easier access to future capital at good terms. The flywheel gains speed if ETH rallies and the company keeps demonstrating buy-and-hold discipline. It's the kind of long-duration move that can turbocharge NAV per share narratives. By the way, if you are getting value from this video so far and want more like this, please like the video, it means much to us, and hit the subscribe button and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. Cantor wrapped up by saying, risk-reward looks skewed toward those willing to make a bet now at the quoted entry. That's not a blanket endorsement. It's an institutional way of saying, we like this setup, but size your position and know the risks. The numbers you can't ignore. Bmnr's huge FY25 haul. Now for meat and potatoes finance. Bitmine reported full-year fiscal 2025 net income of about $328.16 million, which translated into a fully diluted EPS of $13.39. Those are not pocket change figures for a company that's still largely framed in the crypto infrastructure/treasury narrative. They're headline caliber numbers that instantly move valuation math. And yes, they declared a modest annual dividend too, a structural move few crypto-native outfits have taken at scale. Why does this matter? Earnings like that, real GAAP profit, convert manic crypto story into something investors can model. You can now build discounted cash flow scenarios, risk-adjusted NAV analyses, and dividend yield comparisons. It's the difference between a vapory, we hodl ETH pitch and a demonstrable corporate treasury that can show how the balance sheet and operations produce shareholder return metrics. Imagine you owned a small gold mine that suddenly reports it extracted more ounces at a higher margin than last year and now pays a tiny dividend. You'd stop thinking of it purely as gold speculation and start modeling it like a mining company with recurring cash flows. That's where Bmnr is flirting. The elephant in the room, world's largest ETH treasury, and why it matters. Bitmine's PR and SEC filings stress its claim to be among the largest, if not the largest, corporate ETH treasuries. The company has publicly revealed ETH holdings totaling millions of tokens and has actively signaled intentions to keep accumulating. Why is that huge? Because corporate treasuries of scarce assets accomplish three things. Balance sheet optionality. The company can monetize through selling a portion, staking, or using ETH as collateral for lending or other yield strategies. Narrative gravity. Big treasuries attract partners, market attention, and institutional allocation. When ARK, Pantera, or Founders funds show up in the cap table, the narrative becomes one of institutional validation rather than retail fever. Liquidity leverage. With size comes the ability to do larger transactions without massively moving market prices if you execute smartly, which supports sustained accumulation. Imagine if a publicly traded oil company said, "We have the world's largest reserve and plan to buy more." That's what a mega ETH treasury sounds like in crypto terms. Who's in the VIP room? The institutional chorus. Bitmine's backing reads like a crypto investor all-star team. Cathie Wood's ARK, Founders Fund, Bill Miller 3, Pantera, Kraken, Galaxy, DCG, and even noted investor Thomas Tomley have been referenced in filings and PR as supporters or holders. Institutional backing does several things. It lends legitimacy, it provides long-pocketed capital for future raises, and it signals to other institutions that Bmnr is a viable way to get exposure to ETH in a structured, regulated vehicle. If startup investing had a VIP lounge, Bmnr's cap table and shareholder register would have velvet ropes and a string quartet. The ETH context, price action, macro vibes, and retail mood. Bitcoin and Ethereum set the mood for crypto trades. Recently, Ethereum has been trading in the low $3K range, around $3,200 to $3,250 at times, which in hedge fund speak is interesting because it's roughly 35% below its all-time high, $5,000, a few months earlier. That gap creates both fear and opportunity. Fear because a big chunk of upside was lost in a short time. Opportunity because a corporate player with a huge treasury can buy into that dip and create optionality if ETH recovers. On StockTwits, retail sentiment around ETH has been in bullish territory with chatter at high levels, meaning retail attention is still alive and amplifiable. Translation: Bmnr is operating in a market where the underlying asset is still volatile, but the retail and institutional narrative still has legs. That volatility is the fuel for a treasury-driven strategy: buy low, hold, benefit if the market re-rates. Note this as well. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion, and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Daniel 7 verses 25 to 27. Want more information about the books of prophecy? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: "I stayed until the end." Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe, and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage us to continue bringing to you more insightful videos. Do not miss out on our future videos. All I am asking is your subscription. Thank you for joining me today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's love.